Welcome to the third section of Sports Criminology. The purpose of Section 3 is really to help the students examine and understand a couple of key ideas that are going to be important for us as we wrap up this semester of Sports Criminology. First, we'll look at things like organizational deviance. Then we'll try to understand things like different forms of violence, whether it's in-game or off-the-field violence, or if we're talking about spectator violence. We're then going to look at the very, very ever-changing world of sport gambling and some of the negative stereotypes associated with that. And then finally, we're going to really examine the complex connections between sports security, terrorism, crime, incarceration, and even ideas of rehabilitation. Why am I so excited about this part of the class? We're in the third and final section of the course, and up to this point we've been talking about ways to explain behavior within our world of sports criminology, and that's really a very, very important thing to do, because we cannot really help the world of sport grow and prosper and become this impactful entity that we'd like it to be until we understand its dysfunctions. That all makes sense. That's what we've been doing for 2/3 of the course. In this section, though, we take a look at specific issues or dysfunctions within sport. This means that we're going to look at trying to understand issues through the use of case studies, whether that's, again, looking at different forms of violence or point shaving or cheating or security, or even whether sport programs should be allowed to be a part of prisons and the rehabilitation infrastructure here in the United States. There's so much rich territory to cover here, and I love this part of the class because it really is about taking everything out into the real world. And that word real world, or that phrase, it's very important for a lot of students, and I completely understand. We've been talking a lot about theoretical explanations for things. Well, this is a chance for us to really sink our teeth into this institution of sport and try to address some of these dysfunctions. We've been filling our toolbox with tools that we can pull out at any moment and use to help explain things, and that's wonderful. But this particular section of the course, this is my favorite. I love being able to dive into this rich territory and actually apply a lot of the stuff that we've been talking about up to this point. I hope you enjoyed as well, and I really appreciate you sticking with me as we go through this journey. As always, and I've said this numerous times before, by now you need to be very, very adept, and sort of have it built into your structure, but very adept at checking the syllabus and the schedule, making sure that you're staying aware of due dates and all the requirements. For those of you that have nothing but online courses, then you should be used to this. For those of you that are going back and forth between online and maybe hybrid or other sort of traditional courses, I hope that you've developed a system that works for you. Of note, in this particular course, we do not have a comprehensive final. We have a third exam, and that third exam simply covers the information from this particular section of the course. But if you have any other questions, feel free to reach out to me, and I'll do whatever I can to help.